pretty good view. So yes, I took Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. And you know what they say. Here, I'll turn this around so you can still see it. What they say is an object in motion tends to stay in motion, and an object out of motion or at a standstill tends to stay at a standstill. So I got 4 days off from Daily Dose of Salt, and boy was it hard to kickstart. Back to do Daily Dose of Salt today, right? So here I am at 6 o'clock at night. The sun's already gone down. I got to be off the golf course in 5 minutes. So I got to hurry. And I just met the nicest couple, which delayed me 20 minutes. Jim and Lisa Nakata from Honolulu, who just moved here to run the new private preschool on Lanai. And so anyway, here's my message of today, which is kind of in line with taking 4 days off of Daily Dose of Salt. And I pretty much took 4 days off of everything. Of course, I did some emails, but I didn't do any Zooms. I didn't do any training or coaching. It was a good 4 days, all deeply steeped in family and fun. And so what the message I thought I would talk about was what I call run, rest cycles. So this is just something to think about, that if you want to accomplish a lot, if you follow me, you know, you got to figure out what you got to do every day. And you got to do it every day. You got to do that single daily action every day. That's the run, right? So you do that for 30 days, 60 days. You get sun on my face. 90 days, however long you can sustain it. Sustain it. And then find also your rest cycle, which would be, you know, when do you let go of that intensity, that momentum, and reset and regenerate and rebuild and recreate and rest. Find your run rest cycle. So I'm a marathoner. Like, you know, I think I pretty much went about 9 months running at least 6.5 days a week. And so I took a rest, and it was a good rest, but notice how hard it was to get back in the momentum and the focus of doing my morning Daily Dose of Salt. So I encourage you to all find your run versus rest cycle, and then also be prepared when you rest that, you know, if you run for 2 or 3 months and you take a month kind of off, where you take the edge off, you take the focus off, you get out of your single daily action and you coast, that can be really good for you. And then you also need to do a lot of mental work during that month to prepare for re-engaging, because re-engaging is much harder than maintaining, right? Because of momentum or the lack of momentum. It's harder to get an object to start moving than it is to keep an object moving. So think about that in whatever you're pursuing. Find your run-rest cycle, and just remember, when you go into rest, get ready to reboot, and reboot hard, because it's going to be harder to get going than it is to keep going. I'm on the 12th tee box, which is where Bill and Melinda Gates got married about 20 years ago. And we're looking at, that's Maui way out there. I don't know if you can see it through the clouds. And that's sunset about 15 minutes ago. So if you're new to Daily Dose of Salt, my target is to go live every morning at 7:30 Hawaii time, 9:30 Pacific. Join me for a little bit of wisdom and wit.